The PPP healthcare woes and the high cost of living. That's what we're discussing today. Welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt. Who vex lose? Good to have each and every one of you joining us today, folks. We'd have it no other way. We'd have it no other way. We're live, guys. We are live. Welcome to our international podcast. Wherever you're joining us from, we trust that you're having a fine day as we are. Trust all is going well with you guys and the days off to a fantastic start. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have each and every one of you. I see lots of you have already joined us. Beatrice Selby is here already. Wendy Roland is here, and Roxanne Aaron is here as well. A good day to each and every one of you. Beatrice says, I'm here again early now. Good to have you, Beatrice. Good to have you. And all the other folks who are joining us, share the live stream, smash the emoji button. We're expecting a guest to be telling us about the travails in Bartica of all places with the healthcare system there. And folks, we know the high cost of living just keeps getting higher every day. How are you guys doing? Good to see you, Daphne, Aaron, and Marilyn King. Shondell Moses is here and Carol Jacobs. Good to have you. Carol says she's watching us from Linden. Yonit Ann Smith Undone. Good to have you too. Donna Liverpool and Paula Mattis. Good to have you guys. Africa Charles. Good to see you. Candy Laline Inderjit. Good to have you as well. George Braffett. Good to see you. Erwin Don Cook and Jelly Abrams and Myrna Monroe, guys. Good to see the hundreds of you. George Braffett watching us from Aberdeen, Maryland. Good to see you, uh, my brother. Good to see you. Good to see you, George, from Aberdeen, Maryland. Oh, sounds very, very, very exotic. That name, Aberdeen, sounds exotic indeed. Vashti Magnot says, take care of your throat, my brother. We gotta do what we gotta do. Urban Dawn Cook, good to see you guys there. Hope you're reading us loud and clear from your end. Loud and clear. That's how we hope you guys are reading us. How are you folks doing out there today, Vashti? How are you guys doing out there? Good to see you. Whether you're joining us from Aberdeen, Maryland, like George Braffett or like Vashti Magnot, you're joining us from Waterloo, Canada. We trust that you folks are great. You are fired up for this week ahead and you are ready to go, guys. We'd have it no other way. What's happening with the economy here, guys? What is happening? Lord have mercy. What is happening? I'm picking up a report here out of the Kaichio newspaper who said in this article by columnist Peeping Tom, the government has no answers to local inflation. Precisely right. Them boys right. We ain't got no answers to local inflation. We ain't got not one. It's sheer confusion powder. Puckatory, folks. Puckatory. Yep. Here what this columnist says in Kaichur News. Again, I'm reading out of the Peeping Tom column. And the header is the government has no answers for local inflation. And the article reads that the government strategy is clearly not working. The country's financial gurus do not have the answers to rising inflation. They are lost and clueless. This is the country's gurus, is Papa Jagabat Parchak you're talking about, and all them rest that style themselves like gurus as gurus. You got this other one, deal that in there. Oh, he feels he's God gift to this country where the numbers are concerned. He vex, he vex at the dash at infrastructure at public work. He vex. He think he got what it takes to be finance minister. Never mind, he's never said anything of interest and of note. He feels he should be at finance. And so he does no work there at the Ministry of Public Works. No work whatsoever. Right? Every time he speaks at Parliament, he's always weighing in on some economical issue. But that's not his portfolio. He's supposed to be building fences and digging drains. But he's talking from one thing to the next about the economy. And this is what Peeping Tom says. And Peeping Tom is absolutely right. He's darn right. Who's sharing the damn live stream for us today? Here Peeping Tom says, the government's strategy is clearly not working. The government's financial gurus do not have the answers to rising inflation. They are lost and clueless. Parajagdio is lost and clueless. Papa Jagabat, lost and clueless. The short one, Dr. Ashni Singh, lost and clueless. Short and clueless. Short on solutions and clueless. Each and every one of them. You got Kaulasar, who is back in the government, doing God what knows. God knows what. Same thing. Doing God knows what. And then you have the other one, who was the third finance minister? Ashni Singh and Jack Dio, all of them pack out in one government, earning salaries on the false pretenses. And then this Jagabat Jack Dio is about to go to somewhere there, I think he's heading to Region 2, on a series of lie meetings. Series of lies. You promised one thing, you did not deliver. Now you're going to say somebody else's fault. Listen to hear if he takes any responsibility. Soon Catfish out of the country, he got to be holding a set of press conferences, palavering himself around the place. The man should already be out to pasture, as Comrade Ramjitan always says. And here now is the columnist, Peeping Tom, saying they are lost and clueless. The whole pack of them should pack their bags and go. Lost and clueless. The column goes on to read, local inflation is not all imported. And Peeping Tom is right. Plantain sky high. We don't import plantain. Come on, somebody. We don't import plantain, people. And here is Peeping Tom making the insightful commentary that local inflation is not all important. But when you listen to these lost and clueless people, they're trying to give you the impression as though it is imported. Every goddamn thing is imported. So that's what Peeping Tom is saying. It is not imported. There has been an unquestionable increase in local food prices by farmers. And this is according to Peeping Tom. The prices of vegetables and fruits ought not to have been subject to the high increases which are being experienced by customers. These are not imported items, but everyone is cashing in on the crisis. Everyone other than fixed wage earners. You have some public servants listening today. Fixed wage earners. Everybody is cashing in on the crisis. It's only the rest of it. The fixed wage earners. And so again, here is the independent newspapers, Kaichur News, and the respected journalists, columnists, making the point that all local inflation is not imported. Do that in there, you hear that? But instead of meaningful solutions, do that building a massive big house, mansion. They're in Region 3. The guys say it's touching almost the skyline. I think you call it such monstrosities, skyscrapers. Just come into government. 2 years in, already building a massive big house. They got time with you? Fixed wage earners? No. They don't have no time with you. Confusion powder. And Peeping Tom again, I have to say, is right. These were the financial gurus. You can't talk numbers with Papa Jagabat. He got a plaster for every sore. But how the economy looking for you? And if you listen to Shorter Balls, Ashley Singh in the National Assembly, he styles himself as a gift to this country. He styles himself as being better than Papa Jagabat. And if you listen to Indar, you think they know what they're doing. But if all of them are so bright, how come we are where we there in the economy? How come things tight? Who's sharing the damn live stream for us today? And who can smash the emoji button so other folks get the valid and credible information, guys? These guys think you're playing. Share the live stream. Smash the emoji button. And we're coming around to the healthcare. I'm coming down, folks. I'm coming down. I'm coming around there. To the healthcare woes. I hope you attack some folks in Bartica, especially the regional health hospital there in Bartica. They're killing people in this country, you know. They're killing people. Negligence, malpractice, you name it. You're killing people. If you go to the hospital for 2 Panadol, if you fall asleep when you wake up, you got to check for your foot. Check for your hand. They misdiagnose, they chop your ears off. That's it. That's the kind of healthcare system we have. Right? If I get COVID, y'all left me home. I'm begging y'all. Don't carry me by the morgue there at Liliendale. Do not carry me there. So these are the things we're talking about. Nicola Daniels, good to see you. Nicola and Andrew Cuthbert, Irvin Don Cook, Anne-Marie Selby, Shondell Moses, Carlos Malcolm, all you fantastic folks. They don't want us to talk the things. If everybody in here bright, how come the healthcare sector is where there? You got a former minister in there, Leslie Ramsamy. He advises the government. He's one health minister. You got Frank Anthony, the substantive minister. Yep. The substantive minister of health. And then we got the other one. Barry Strip and Slap. Ramsamy. He there too. Right? Lots of them there just for the medical benefits, you know. If they want for them, they could fly them to Cuba quick. Fly them to Fort Lauderdale. And fly them to Canada. And the rest of it, we foot hot. Well, if your foot offend, you cut it off. That's what the good book say. And you gone by the wayside. But them guys could go globe-trotting for health care that matches their need. And a lot of them sick, you know. There's a lot of sick people in this government, this regime, this install regime. There's a lot of sick people. A lot of sick people. But hear our cry, O Lord. Attend unto our prayers. From the ends of the earth will we cry unto thee. Because with these high prices, with the high cost of living, our hearts are overwhelmed. And may he lead us to the rock that is higher than us. Not lead me to Papa Jagabat and all the other Jagabats and trench crappos. They can't do anything for us. They can't even do things for themselves. The rice farmers are crying out, both in Region 2 and in Region 6. They're crying out for help, but them boys say they ain't got time. They don't have the time and they ain't got the energy. As a matter of fact, some very, very startling revelations we picked up because the AG has said he ain't got time with them. Government is not going to intervene to price control. According to a report we are about to publish, we will not intervene. That's what he's reported as saying. Right? That they have a hands-off policy. They're not going to try to regulate. Right? As a matter of fact, he's quoted as saying that the market must regulate these things. And so there is no respite, there is no shade coming, there is no shelter for the rice farmers based on the monies that they want for the paddy. They got what they wanted out of the rice farmers and out of the sugar workers, and now they've fallen by the wayside. They find, I don't need y'all again. I don't even need the sector. Once oil pumping, and you know these guys love to pump. Once oil is pumping, they happy. Every face got a smile as long as you're pumping. You all know Papa Jagbat. He loves to pump, pump, baby, pump. Pump out everything. He's never most happy than when he's pumping. All the oil gotta be pumped out. Drill, baby, drill. That is what they're up to with that. But when it comes to the real hard solutions, help us, Lord. They are nowhere to be seen. They are nowhere to be seen. So Irfan is off jet setting someplace. No doubt the First Lady's off jet setting someplace as well. Very fashionably put together, albeit. Irfan is heading back to Dubai on some conference, while there is they are lumbering, exactly the word I'm looking for, from one crisis to the next. And so the Jagabat is going to be on an outreach to region 2. You know, there's where they got all the problems. The flooding in the Pomeroon and the discontent. Oh, it's the season of discontent. The season of discontent. So that's going to be happening. He going to go palaver himself, talk a whole set of nonsense, and people can still leave hungry at the end of the day. Folks who are helping us to share the podcast, and who is going to help us? Who's going to be so brave and courageous as to smash the emoji button? Hundreds of you are listening to us, and guys, the things we could do together. Oh, we could bring some order in this chaos that we call a country. If we could only work together. You helping me, me helping you, together. Taking back this country. Oh, y'all know. Oh, vex. We were going someplace up until a few months ago. We were heading someplace. We were on a trajectory upward. Oh, but then the installers arrived. I forget them, you know. Chatterjee and Lynch and the other busybody one who has now been recalled. All of them. Busybody. Chatterjee in Barbados, they're still trying to catch yourself. God don't like ugly. No. He ain't like ugly. Right. He ain't like ugly at all. At all. We gotta do what we gotta do, folks. Whole pack of nonsense happening. And then we got the travails. We got the trials and the travails of people who entering into the healthcare system. Things done tight on one front, you know. Done tight on one front. And then we got the trials and the travails of the healthcare sector. All right, of the healthcare sector. Mhm. And we have a guest who's going to be joining us, guys, and who is going to be talking to us a little bit about her experience engaging the healthcare sector that these guys said that they were going to make great again. Oh, just vote for us. We're going to make it great again. How they looking for we? How that looking for us? How it looking for we? So we're going to be joined by a guest today. And folks, you think you got it rough until you hear some people's story. And then you're thankful to God for your lot in life. Then you're thankful to the Almighty for your lot in life. And folks, as we promised, we are being joined by, I'll give her name as Miss Baldio out of Region 7, and in particular, Bartica. Miss Baldio, are you there? You're live. Hello?
Yes, I'm right
Great,
here.
great, Miss Baldio. Listeners,
Yes, I'm right there.
listeners, let us know if you're hearing us clearly. Myself, if you're hearing Miss Baldio clearly. As I said, Miss Baldio is joining us from Bartica, the Gateway, and she has quite a story she wants to share with us. They want some redress. People just want justice. This is not about politics. It's just about what is right, what is equitable, and what is good. And Ms. Balio is going to talk to us a little bit about some of their experiences with the healthcare system there in Bartica. And this is in particular to Ms. Balio's the her daughter-in-law. Miss Balio, am I correct?
Is the mother-in-law you speaking with?
Yes. Yeah. Correct. So it's in relation to your daughter-in-law, right?
My daughter, yeah, my daughter-in-law.
Great. So Miss Balio,
Okay,
tell
my
us.
story is
Yes.
about,
Go right ahead.
yeah,
Go right ahead. Tell us about your story.
okay. Wednesday, the 9th of this month here, my daughter-in-law started to get some nip pain and she went to the Bartica hospital. And she see a gynecologist at the Bartica hospital, and the gynecologist told her that it's not nothing to worry about. It's just a little bit turning pain, baby. He or her positioning herself because her time is drawing near. The
Mm-hmm.
10th, that was the Thursday, she went back to clinic because she's on every week clinic. She went back to clinic. Everything was fine with baby until Wednesday, the 16th, when she take in, and we rush her to the Bartica hospital at 8:45. She rushed to the emerging department. A doctor and a nurse were there.
Mm-hmm.
They check her vital, get her baby heartbeat and everything. They leave with her and carry her upstairs to the maternity ward. The nurse at the maternity ward turned and said, from the time she collect the clinic card, she said, we all bring this young lady here. What is clinic card doing here?
Mm-hmm.
And the nurse started to row. And then she said, call Sagala. Dr. Sagala never reached at the Bartica hospital after 9. When he come after 9, he told me that, Mom, you cannot be in the room. I stepped out. He went into the labor room, and then he come out and he tell me, he said, Mom, your daughter have to go to town immediately. It's an urgent situation she's in right now. So I said, Doc, explain to me.
Mm-hmm.
He said that how she have to go down because he's not finding no heartbeat, and baby already start pissing up in her. So My words was to Dr. Sagala, and he said because the reason for this is because his theater is down and is under repair.
The
Dr.
theater
Sagala look after my daughter-in-law. It's under repair.
in Bartica.
Dr. Sagala looking after, yes, in Bartico. Dr. Sagala looking after my daughter-in-law. Every week she go to clinic. You know she's a high risk. You know your teeth is under repair. Why didn't you give her a referral to Georgetown? He did
Exactly.
not. When I go for talk to Dr. Sagali, he said, pat me on my shoulder and said, Mom, don't panic. Pray and trust and hope God for the best and walk out the hospital and go back home. My daughter-in-law never leave from Bartica. Minutes to 12. When they call for the river ambulance driver, the captain say he don't work on a night time. It's a passenger boat with a one engine. Take my daughter-in-law from Bartica to Purico, and they never reach Purico after 1.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When they reach the Georgetown Hospital, my daughter-in-law never come out of the theater 2 minutes after 4 the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we asked myself and my son and Steve Lake asked for a meeting with Dr. Sagala. He refused to have a meeting with us.
Wow.
I want to know if this is a doctor that make a oath towards his patient. How many more patients have to feel this suffering, go through this suffering, and live with a scar? Myself is a living example. A day like today, I could have a 4-year-old son watching he run around and play
Mm-hmm.
due to the negligence of his wife. And until now, I live with the scar. Now my daughter-in-law, I know what my daughter-in-law is going through.
So she came down to Georgetown Hospital.
We're asked,
And
yes.
what were the sequence of events from there? I just want to make sure people are getting us
Well, from
clearly.
yes, when she leave from Bartica and reach down to Georgetown, she even tell me that the nurse start a row with the nurse that take her down to Georgetown, asking why y'all bring this young lady this hour on the water tap. The
Mm-hmm.
nurse even said that how what the doctor doing in Bartica, don't he know that this is a high risk case? And then the nurse turned and said the theta is down. So the nurse was, if the doctor theta is down, why he still get his young lady in Bartica?
Mm-hmm. And what happens from there?
Well, the baby died. Is a dead baby they take out of her. They had to clean her out because the baby feces up inside of her.
Mm-hmm.
And this is about it. Full 9 months baby.
I was
Is a
about to ask
full
you.
9 months baby girl. At one
Wow.
time, my
But
daughter-in-law started to holler that, Mom, I'm not seeing. Mom, I'm not seeing.
but Miss Baldio, you said initially when you went to Bartica and they took her vital signs. What were those vital signs saying about your daughter-in-law and the baby before they took her upstairs?
Everything was normal. Everything was normal before they took her upstairs. It's still when Mr. Sagala come,
So they
then
took her.
is when he say he finding no heartbeat.
So why were they taking her upstairs? She went back to the hospital because she said she
That is
wasn't
what the
feeling well.
nurse at the maternity, yeah, Yes, that is what the nurse at the maternity ward was rowing and saying, why y'all bring the car up here? Why y'all bring the young lady up here? When you know and you see on the big car that she's a high risk. She first child is a C-sec. She got to do a C-sec for the second one. Why y'all bring her up here?
And what should have been happening at that point, as against going upstairs? For persons who might not be familiar with the hospital setup there in Bartica, is there something else that should have been happening as against her being taken
Well,
upstairs?
when she should have been sent away to
I
Georgetown
see.
because the theater is not working here.
I see. And how long has the theater um, in Bartica been done? And this is the Bartica Regional Health Hospital, right? That's the full name of it.
I- Bartica, yeah, public
Yeah.
hospital.
How long has the theater there
The
been
theater
done?
is done a little while.
A
To
little,
my
a little while
understanding, they
being what,
said
a
the
month,
theater
two?
was done a little while. Yes.
Wow. It begs the question how many other persons may have um, suffered like this as a result.
Passed through the same suffering. Yes. This just to show you how many patients passed through the same suffering that
Yeah.
this young lady
But I
passed
want to
through.
get some of the details from you. Let's pick up where your daughter is in town. She has come down because she's been referred now to Georgetown Hospital. The nurses there are very upset because, of course, she should have been there much earlier, given that the theater wasn't working. She's a high risk patient and all of that. When do they discover
Y-
that the fetus is no longer viable?
It's still when Dr. Sagal come after 9.
No,
After
no.
9
This
the
is
night when he.
Georgetown Hospital. Georgetown
Yes.
Hospital.
Yeah.
So when you all left Bartica, you left Bartica with the knowledge that the baby was not gonna that it was gonna be a stillborn, or you discover this at Georgetown Public Hospital.
Well, since up here,
Hmm.
because to what Dr. Sagal tell me that
Hmm.
he's not finding no heartbeat and baby start feasting up inside of her,
Hmm.
right? Since up here, because the first thing I said to myself, baby reach time to come out, baby start to strangle. Baby ain't getting no passage to come through. So
Hmm.
that's the reason why the baby start feasting up in her
Hmm.
before the baby passed away.
Hmm. Wow. Wow. And so, what are you told by Georgetown Public Hospital now as the reason all of this would have happened? The
Well,
stillbirth.
well, when I am after she came out the theater, the nurse talked to me and said, "Mom, your daughter is okay, but the baby didn't make it because the baby died in her."
But I don't think your daughter is okay under those
And that is what
circumstances.
the
But
nurse said. The nurse said she should have. The nurse said she should have. They should have give her a referral, seeing as she go on every week clinic,
mhm.
knowing that the theater is down. They should have give her a referral down to Georgetown.
Wow. And they never once brought that up in any of the weekly visits. She's going to clinic and she's checking up on her baby and all of that.
Mm, never.
Wow. Wow. When was her last clinic date there in relation to when all of this transpired at the hospital that fateful night?
The the last clinic day was the 10th of this month.
Mhm. The 10th day of March. And up to when was she getting movements? Baby moving around and so on.
The 10th when she went to clinic, everything was okay
Mhm.
until the 16th, that is Wednesday.
Mhm.
She started get this pain and she said she called out and they rush her to the
Mhm.
hospital.
And all this went sideways. And so that is all the hospital says.
Yes,
The
yes,
baby's
and
gone. Great ahead, ma'am.
I didn't hear you
No,
there.
I said go right ahead. You are about to say something.
Yes, all of this is what I'm saying. Dr. Sagala is really unreasonable and is really rude. As a doctor, and you have a patient like this,
Mhm.
just to leave and go back home in your warm bed. What I am saying, I would like the ministry to look into this matter. Dr. Sagala and his wife need to be removed. Put doctors that care for the patient and competent doctors, not doctors who don't care.
Mhm. I feel your pain, ma'am. I do. I
This is
feel your
what we
pain.
need.
So Joshua Hospital
And
tells
if
you
you and if you go
right ahead.
yes. And if you go to the hospital now, if we have one gynae doctor working there, we had a whole lot. All the rest is Cubans. All the rest.
I'm assuming you have a language barrier issue too there.
Yes,
And so Georgetown Hospital just tells you that your what would going to be one of your grandson, I think it is, um,
granddaughter.
your granddaughter has died in your daughter, and that's it.
That's all the nurse said, that the baby is a stillborn, the baby died in her and feces. So they had to clean her out and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, a 9 month old, child doesn't just die in the mother on a daily basis, and nothing is at fault. That's not a natural occurrence, and that is it. No investigation. No, we will look into this, and we're gonna call you back. And
Nothing until now. That is why I'm asking the ministry to look into this, because as far as we trying to push, forget a one-on-one with Dr. Sagala, we're getting a negative vibes from him,
mhm.
and he's talking a whole different story. He's
Meaning what?
trying to say this baby died long, and he's trying to say that this baby died long in her, and she was at home all the time with pain, and then when it's too much, then she run. I'm a mother. I know what baby pain is, and I think no woman with the good sense would get in baby pain and just their home lie down. No,
Mhm.
no, no. And what I'm saying, if he's saying this is the question that we need to ask him, as you say, this baby died long in her. She was at the hospital the 9th. That was Wednesday. Everything was okay when the gynecologist checked her baby heartbeat. Everything was fine. She went to clinic the 10th.
Mhm.
Everything was fine until the 16th when she taken, and we take her there.
Mhm. And it's all downhill from there.
Exactly.
All downhill.
I'm just trying to figure out. I want to. This is why I'm asking. What really Dr. Sagala trying to tell people, man? Because they're not in the medical field. I have people in the medical field. I have my aunt is a doctor, and I like ask questions.
Which is important, very important that you ask
Yes,
questions. So how is your daughter doing now?
and he
And where is she?
right now is she's still in Georgetown.
She's at the
Every
hospital
day I
still.
have to call her and talk to her. No, she
She's
get
discharged.
discharged. Every day I call her just to talk to her because she's just crying a lot.
Mhm.
She is just crying a whole lot. And I'm trying. I tell her, I said, yes, I know the pain that you went through. I know what you're going through, but
Mhm.
you can't be crying all the time. You could cry, yes, you could ease, and you know, I know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Miss Balu, I'm so heartened by the way you're fighting for your daughter-in-law, that justice is served, and for your granddaughter too, that justice is served. This baby was 9 months old, should have been born into this world healthy and you say a bouncing baby girl. But this whole thing unfolded rather badly. You said earlier to us that you yourself had a personal experience with this hospital and this doctor. You want to share that with us?
Yes, yes.
Go right ahead.
On the 2000 and 2018, that is when I give birth to a baby boy. When I give birth to the baby, before I give birth, I went to clinic, and they said my pressure was high, and I was like, I'm not feeling nowhere funny that my pressure is high. They said I have to admit me, send me upstairs. Dr. Sagala wife, prescribed everything for me, pressure tablet, everything. I went upstairs. I start with my treatment. I end up telling the nurse, I said, nurse, like I'm allergic to this tablet. She said, no, Hishna, why? I said, I am swelling. My whole face swell. All my fingers did start getting black. When she come and she check, when the nurse come and check, the nurse said, oh gosh. And she rush and she call Dr. Sagala wife again. She came, check, examine me, rupture my water bag, had it sipping, 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 pain, till I give birth to my son. When I give birth to my son, all the time the water bag was sipping, he was drinking the dirty water up. Baby, I spent actually a whole week in the hospital. My baby started to pee blood. That's when I called the nurse attention. I said, nurse, look, my baby pee here. Watch on the napkin. This look like blood. The nurse said, yes. She called over the doctor, come, check. When they checked, they say his RBS was fluctuating.
Hmm.
So I asked, I plead, I said, nurse, doc, if y'all don't know what y'all about, please, I'm asking you for a referral to Georgetown. They said, no, baby's going to be fine. The pediatrician wasn't in. When the pediatrician do come in, and the pediatrician come upstairs and see my baby, he pull off a little blood sample, they find dengue, and he get a infection. They start to treat this baby. Eventually now, my baby tummy started to swell up. I didn't get in milk to give my baby because of the frustration and the milk didn't come in. So they
Understandable.
asked me to buy a milk, yes, the milk for the baby, and they would make it and give him. So they make and they give him. Eventually, now my baby can't defecate. The baby belly swell high, high up in the air and can't defecate. When they do get to find out, baby can't defecate. The pediatrician turned and said, sweetheart, I won't keep you more longer here with your baby. I will refer you down to Georgetown. When I reach down to Georgetown, there is where I understand that is the dirty water that the baby drink up and the old dengue that he get from me because I had a dengue and like he get it from me.
Mhm. But
The doctor said there is not they're gonna try the best to see what they could do. So they try with baby, admit baby. When I look at my baby, sometimes I guys don't want to think about it because when I look at my baby, he was like a spider. This touch up, this touch up.
Mhm,
When
mhm,
all of this could avoid,
mhm.
they never like vomit my baby or try to pump the little dirty water as so long from 6 o'clock. You rupture my water bag and had it sipping all the time.
My Lord.
I stood there at Georgetown. I held my baby in my hand and watched my baby draw the last breath, that is when the machine stopped read. So I know what my daughter-in-law is going through.
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't die, he would have been 4 year. I would have watching my 4-year-old running around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who feels it knows. Who feels it knows. You know, quite an interesting story,
Yes.
and you know, what has in hindsight the hospital may have said to you, in the case of your daughter-in-law, such a sad story all around. What did have they communicated officially to you guys? What was the cause of death of your granddaughter? Have they diagnosed anything?
Well, they always. Well, that is what I'm waiting on. I tell my son to take out the picture of the where they gonna with the cause of death. Remember, there's write up a chart to tell
Hmm.
you. Take out the picture and send it to me. Yes.
Hmm. So that hasn't that they haven't given a cause of death as yet, or they've done that.
Yes, they write it. Josh. Yeah, my son said it's on the paper that the doctor give you in Georgetown. So I asked him to take it out and send it to me. And to be honest, deep down within me, I know what they're going to put there, and it is not a doubt.
What is your
The
suspicion?
first thing they're gonna hustle for say, the first thing that they're gonna hustle for say is that she's trouble with diabetics, and first one that she have is one that she have, and that will cause the baby to die. But I find out all about this. Sh- I asked her, I said, baby, you're diabetic? She said, no. She said, when she conceived, this is where she conceived. These is the symptoms that these is the things that is raised, like she pressure, she sugar. I find out all about that. They said that some um,
Hmm.
pregnant mom, the sugar is raised, the pressure is they start out with pressure and sugar, but it's not that compulsory that there is a diabetic or there is a pressure case due to the hormones,
I see. I see. I see. And
right? And when they finish giving birth, come back to normal.
mhm.
All of
and
this I don't find out.
and was any explanation given to your family, your daughter-in-law, yourself, your son? Why wasn't there a river ambulance available that night when your daughter-in-law needed it the most?
The river ambulance captain tell the nurse plain that he don't work on a night. This is the next thing. Why get a captain, a river ambulance captain,
Oh, but the ambulance don't work nighttime.
working
Wow.
for 24 hours and you gonna say that you ain't working and sit down drawing a fat salary when the month come? He
Wow.
and all need to be removed and put people that able with the
Very interesting, ma'am. Very interesting. And again, you're calling on the authorities to do their investigation and find out what really happened to your baby granddaughter, and why she
yes.
had to lose her life. I think that's essentially
Yes,
what you said
that
you're
is
asking
what
for.
I'm asking. Yes, that is what I'm asking for. They start doing an investigation because it's quite a l- patient out there that go through the same suffering. Because when we put it on the media, then you see how many patients went through the same suffering. When I check at one time, a young lady said, recently she sister went through it right from Bartica Hospital.
Wow. 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 Folks, you heard it. You heard it from Miss Baldio herself. And ma'am, I want to thank you for such courage under the circumstances and coming and share the story of your daughter-in-law and your son with us and the ordeal that they're going through as a family. You guys as a family are going through. You yourself haven't gone through a bit already, and now yet again, your family is tossed into all of this. I really want to thank you for that courage, for talking to us on our podcast Below the Belt here.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you very much.
All right, ma'am. Your family is going to be in our thoughts and prayers at this end. Thanks for sharing your story with us.
Yes, Gerard. Thank you.
Folks, that's Miss Baldio out of Region 7, Bartica in particular, and that's their story. That's their story. And you know what is shocking? That these stories multiply over and over and over and over on the ground, over and over again. And we're going to try to be talking to as many persons as we possibly can, folks. We want to ask you guys to share the live stream, to smash the emoji button, so other people get a chance to come into contact with the information and the people who need it the most. Right? Maybe you got other pregnant mothers in Bartica who don't even know the dating working. Right? Maybe somebody will come in contact with information who say, girl, you better start packing a bag to head to Georgetown because the theater ain't working there. That's the thing that's incredible, that here's this young woman going to clinic there all the time, and she's never told that the theater here ain't working. High risk patient, and she's never told that. She's never told that. We haven't embellished any part of the story. You heard it from Miss Baldio herself. This is a situation that included her daughter-in-law, who lost her granddaughter. And of course, the family is upset. The daughter is grieving, is traumatized by the whole situation, right? But it's sad that in the system, you're just perhaps a number on paper. And it seems that we have lost our humanity. We have lost it. That's how it comes across. And we're so callous and uncaring, it's just somebody else. It's just somebody else. Another face, another number, another person in the system. And the damage that has been done to this young lady is now irreparable. The emotional trauma on the entire family, who at 9 months was expecting, you know, a baby girl. The little bundle of joy, a mother is already fully bonded with a child at 9 months. You're just waiting to see what this child gonna look like. Right? And when you think you're going into what's gonna be a painful but yet beautiful experience of childbirth, you're not on the other side of that. This baby coming home, and because of one foolishness to the next on the part of the health authorities, right? Doctor come late, take your own time, you know, one foolishness to the next. Boat captaining, working nighttime. Is this the cooperative oil producing republic? Three biggest budgets later. Mm. Folks, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. I see Andrew says, time up, PPP. We got a lot of work to do. Nothing on regular there at Bartica Hospital. Nothing on regular. Right? Folks, I really want other folks. Right? And this is life and death to get this information and be guided accordingly. God knows it might save another baby. And that's enough for us to give the live podcast a share and smash the emoji button. Right? God knows, God knows, God knows, guys. We can't continue like this. In this day and age, problems that other health authorities around the world have already overcome. People dying for nothing in this country. Avoidable deaths. Dying for nothing. Dying for nothing. Right? People are dying for nothing. But I'm so heartened that here is a mother-in-law who is fighting for her daughter-in-law, fighting for justice for her, what would have been her granddaughter. Right? And I told you guys, we got to fight for our kids. Ain't nobody else going to fight for them if you don't fight for them. Right? You got to fight for your kids. If you're losing them and you're fighting for them, imagine if you're just doing nothing at all. Right? And we even get to talk about the issue with the school child that has been lashed to his head at New Silver City Secondary School and has a fractured skull. We have the time to talk about that. From one school to the next, it seems to be violence, or violence, depends on which school you went to, is the order of the day. That seems to be the order of the day. Somebody offend your feelings, you pick up a 2x4 and you lash them in the head. You stab them in the back. Right? And we're just coming out of talking about and bringing awareness to what happened there at the, what you call it, the Golden Grove Secondary School. And I'm going to have someone join us quite soon and talk to us about what perhaps is happening in our school system on a deeper level, on a sociological level, and try to bring some guidance. Because something is happening if our young people feel, if you're 15 and 16, 17, and you feel as though you can't get redressed to any grievance you might have, valid or otherwise. So you got to take matters into your own hand and you're going to pick up a wood and lash somebody in the head to the point where the skull fracture, or lash somebody in the head, period. And you think that's okay. Something wrong with that. Something wrong with that. Guys, we got such a far way to go. I ain't gonna lie to you all. We got a far way to go. And we need your help. We need your help to get to meet our monthly expenditures head on. That is incurred with doing these programs, getting the valid and credible information that we have. We love doing it. We have a passion for bringing this information to you guys, for bringing these stories to you guys. And we hope that more of you can come on board and help us to meet our monthly obligation to getting this done. You'd be shocked what it costs us to do 17 programs per week, 3 programs per day by 5 days. FYI in the mornings, we on in the middays, we on in the evenings. That's 15 in 5 days. And then we have the 2 podcasts on the weekend. 17 programs, as easy as that. 68 programs per week, per month. 816 per year. We love it. We love doing the work for you guys. But it costs us something. And that's why we're asking you guys to come on board. Find a way to come on board and partner with us. We got a whole host of platforms just for your convenience. Like the Cash App, it's a $ in the ring 592. That's our Cash App handle. The $ in the ring 592. No amount is too large, no amount is too small. We got Zelle, we got PayPal. Both are the same email address, Zelle and PayPal. In the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 at gmail.com. And then we got MMG, that's a local Guyanese Cash App. Our number there is 627-6963. And we're available via MoneyGram and via Western Union. And guys, if you need any guidance, you can contact us on that very, very MMG number. WhatsApp us there for any guidance that you need. We want to keep on keeping on, being out front and doing what we got to do on behalf of you folks. We love it. We love it, but it costs us something. And we're hoping that you guys can come. And that's what you guys have been doing. You guys have been bracing us. And we hope you continue to do so. Find a way to come and partner with us so we can continue to grow from strength to strength. It's been a privilege being here with you today, guys. That's our time. Stay safe, Andrew Cuthbert and Glensis Mingo Born, Patricia Kisu and JG and Glensis Mingo, Born Again and Yolanda and Rhonda Lane. All of you fantastic folks. All of you fantastic guys. Margaret Nelson, stay safe out there. We're going to see you guys back in a couple of hours in the ring, folks. In the ring. Let's fight. We're going to see you guys back at 8. Thanks for joining us for our international podcast, Below the Belt. Who vex lose? Who vex, folks? It's been a privilege being here with you. Stay safe, guys. Stay safe. That's our time. Share the live stream before you go. Smash that emoji button. It's going to do the world of good for us. Stay safe, guys.